for garlips. So there is a bonus game incentive for garlips once he is done with this beautiful game. I will talk over here because Jill transitioned again while I was speaking. So, hello all. We're gonna continue on what I was saying.
I
Garlic.
didn't know you were talking in there.
I literally said I'm going to transition to time intermission to talk. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. All right, so let's continue on my conversation.
What if I just transition it every time you start talking?
Yeah.
I'm
So you're
That's
good,
funny.
chill.
It's
So
okay.
talking about the bonus game incentive, no matter what, Garlips will be doing a bonus game, but you can choose which game he does. So currently there is $15 for an American Tail. There is $11 for Casper Scare School, and $10 for Jumanji. So if you would like to, sway the vote to whatever you would want, put money towards that. Um, Additionally, later in the day, we have Star Trek Deep Space Nine category between the Worf category, the Kyra category, and the Cisco category. And yeah, so we will be moving on to Garlips doing Thunderbirds. So take it away, Garlips and Mr. Matt.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Also, can we just say thank you to the last run, because I was watching the last run, and the intelligence and memory recollection on display was so incredible. And then I thought to my run, which was coming next, where basically Baby plays with toys. So welcome to Baby Plays with Toys. This is Thunderbirds. My name is Garlips. I'm a speedrunner, apparently, allegedly, and I'm going to be running for you today, Thunderbirds, which is it's a very bad game. I have a history with these games. It's developed by a company, well, published by a company called Blast, who are kind of infamous in this, worldwide at this point, but definitely in this country, they were a UK publisher of just utter dreck on the PS2. This game is one of the better ones, but like even a good Blast game is still a 3 or a 4 out of 10, so because it's not very good. I have on the comms my good friend and fellow streamer and speedrunner as well, Mr. Matt Internet. Say hi.
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully it's going fantastically today. We're going to enjoy some lovely Thunderbirds.
Yes. I made through a series of peer pressure and or veiled threats, I managed to make Mr. Matt Internet play Thunderbirds to completion, and well, it was immensely fun for me. I'm not sure how fun it was for Mr. Matt.
Destroyed elements of my sanity, to say the least.
But he's so chipper about it. So I'm just going to pop the sound back up. We are going to have the music, I'm afraid, but we'll have it low. This is Thunderbirds. We are going to play Thunderbirds. So, time begins when I press X on training, and I will call time. Time is over when we arrive at the results screen for the last level. There are 8 levels in total. They get progressively longer, and I own the world record in this because, hey, guess what? I'm the only person who runs this game. If you watch what we do today, and you are convinced somehow that you need to play Thunderbirds, just talk to me, I'll help you out, and I'll get you on that leaderboard, my friend. All you got to do is adhere to the rules, and I will put a little tick next to your run. So, without any further ado, I will count us down, and there is a good chance, by the way, today, in practice yesterday, I was riding a lead until I messed up, so providing I don't mess up today, we could have a world record today, so that's quite exciting. So, time will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And off we trot. Oops. I'm supposed to skip this cutscene, but my timer didn't begin, so we're not going to have live split. That's okay. That's fine. You guys can't see live split anyway. It would be just for my own information. So, welcome to Thunderbirds. We're going to skip this help and make it go away so it never comes back. This is what every level is like. Basically, You are flying the Thunderbirds, and you have to do a series of objectives under incredible time pressure, I might add. These timers were devised by, well, I think someone who was developing this game kind of got his best times and then took 10 seconds off and said, yeah, job's a good one. They are incredibly tight. Some are more than others. So we have Thunderbird 1 right now. Thunderbird 1 only really has 2 types of objective. Well, one really, to be honest. You have to land on these pads. Sometimes you land on the pad and you do a little asteroids minigame, and sometimes you just land on the pads, and that's it. You can also switch to Thunderbird 2 at any time. Each Thunderbird has their own health bar and their own fuel bar that you have to keep an eye on. Thunderbird 2's main mechanic is grappling. You'll notice here, when I went into the grappling mode, extreme winds began to blow. 35 mile per hour gusts. And so the gameplay there comes from trying to make sure that the target is on target, but you're trying to thread this needle and it keeps blowing you off track. It's very, very annoying. Things to remember while playing Thunderbirds, while you're carrying items like this, this elevation, things like mountains and hills and stuff, you can immediately destroy your cargo, and when you do that, you have to go back and get another one. With these timers, pretty much nearly every objective, if you fail, it's as good as done. There's no way that you can claw that back. It's only really on some of the more lenient timed sections, but some of them, there is no rule for error at all. As Mr. Map Internet will attest. He's shocked into silence because he's just remembering.
I'm having some serious flashbacks to different elements just smashing into things and just destroying themselves, and the utter feeling of helplessness against this game.
It is brutal, and sometimes you saw there's a drop zone that I have to take this cargo towards. Sometimes the things in the cargo zone that you've already dropped can destroy the things that you're carrying. So, as well as these kind of like grain silos or oil refineries or whatever they are, these things on the map. Anything like that can really destroy these things, and you've got to go all the way back. And really, with mistakes like that, it's kind of okay if it's where you pick up the cargo. But as you can see, I've got to go across the whole map. And this is just level 1. I've got to go across the whole map. So by the time you've been across the whole map and then you destroy your cargo, it's good luck, mate. You'll notice in the top left there are 3 lives. Technically you have 4 lives, because once the lives have disappeared, you've also still got another life that you can use. If you lose all your lives on a level, then it's game over. Luckily, game over doesn't mean that you have to start all of the levels again, but it does mean that you have to start the whole level that you were on again. And that can actually be quite upsetting, because it's exactly the same whether you fail on objective 1 or objective 9. So you can imagine you could lose 10 minutes just like that. And that happened to me yesterday when I was on that world record run. What's really exciting today, oh, by the way, this is Thunderbird 3. Welcome to the sound effect of missiles being endlessly fired. By the way, I can't hold down X to do this. I have to press X. For every missile you see, I'm pressing X. So there are 3 power-ups in these levels. One is fuel. One is a missile like that. That's an upgrade for my shooting. Oh. And one is health. The problem is, when you get hit like that, you lose your upgrade for shooting. So I've got to get another one now. And you can get up to 3 missiles at once. There we go. That wasn't too bad. It gets worse from here.
Along with that, the only way to end up getting upgrades is to destroy the smallest level of asteroid.
Yes. So as you can see, you have to shoot an asteroid quite a few times before you get those to even appear. I will be referring to all levels like that. That's level 1, by the way. On to level 2. All levels like that are, I call them asteroids, but there is a different flavour of them in some levels. Instead of Thunderbird 5, we will be Thunderbird 4? 4. And instead of rocks that we shoot, it's going to be seaweed. So get ready for that, because it's very exciting. You know, a slight reskin of the same minigame.
Also, keep in mind, throughout all of this, this entire game is set in the far distant future of 2060. So, unlike a lot of other things that were made in the past, where they ended up saying the far future will be the 2020s, this series decided to go 2060. We'll go with that.
Nice. Here are some cows. These cows, they're very brave because I'm about to pick them up by a little rope and carry them across the countryside. They don't bat an eye. But they will get destroyed by elevated mountains. As Bono from U2 once warned us in the past, he said elevation. And it's really very important warning because you have to heed it in Thunderbirds. Any kind of slight hill like this, you can fly over it probably. Yeah, I can fly over that one, but my cow would be toast if I was carrying a cow at that time. So, really got to be careful. I don't think we're going to be seeing it today, but the cows are filled with plastic explosive. Yes, they blow up. It's true. And later on you'll see some cows that are capable of destroying barrels. Like if you fly the barrel into the cow wins that battle with the barrel. I don't know how. I don't know. There's clearly super cows of some kind.
Well, it's 2060.
Oh, well, yeah, it's just exactly the far future.
Full of different things.
Quick, Thunderbirds! The Hood has been doing a terrorism. He's engineered some cows. They're really mean.
Why has the Hood done this? Why? What possible business reason would he have to end up filling cows with plastic explosives and then moving them slightly from one field to another? Man's a monster.
He is. But I like the fact that he's got fingers in many pies, do you know what I mean? Oh, okay. Well, that one's dead. So that's a drone. Drones, they are very dangerous because, as you can see, they can fly into you. And you will win that battle, but the problem is it takes a large amount of your health off when that happens. And the last level especially is just wall-to-wall drones. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Skyscraper. See, we're definitely helping here. We're the heroes, even though I accidentally shot that skyscraper with a missile. We just don't talk about that. Oh, right, next objective. So, the next objective's over in the top right here. There are barriers. We've got to pick them up and we've got to put them on the road. And clearly we need a £1 million, like, super space vehicle to do this.
There were no other contractors available on the day. They just thought, you know what? We'll get international rescue, set up these bridges, these little barriers for the bridge. That's what we're going to do.
Yes, it's a plan. It's a plan.
Why is our government in such disarray? Oh, we've spent all our money on getting, international rescue to move bridge parts around and barriers. Why did we do this? We should have saved the budget.
It's we won't get political today, but there are many governments across the world that I can believe capable of wasting money on something like international rescue, which is gets the job done, but maybe not as efficiently as possible. We'll leave it at that. Although I will say, Pumpkin Blades in the chat is absolutely right. I am flying a green avocado right now. I don't know why Thunderbird 2 was designed like an avocado, but it works. It's iconic. And that's the end of level 2.
Do you have a quick second for 2 donations?
We do.
We have a $18 donation from Darkshock. He had said, I owe a couple of dollars for clicking out of puzzles and decided to make it a clean, cursed 18. Good luck, Garlips. And he donated his $18 for you to play Jumanji.
No!
And then we have a $20 donation from Pumpkin Blades. And they said, Thunderbirds are go. And they said, good luck, Garlips, and hello, Mr. Matt Internet. And they donated their $20 for you to play Jumanji.
What?
So Jumanji is currently at $48, and American Tail is at $15, and Casper Scare School is at $11.
Okay, so let me quickly explain, everybody, why you definitely need to donate so that we don't play Jumanji. We may have some time at the end, because I've estimated 2 hours for this game, because this game can really throw you a curveball and be mean to you, as evidenced in my practice yesterday, which was very mean. I might have time for a bonus game. In fact, well, depending on how we go, we might have time for 2 bonus games. We'll see how it goes. But if there is time for a bonus game, you can dictate that bonus game through making your donation, making sure that you select the bid war on your way through the filter by page process thing. So, but please don't pick Jumanji, because Jumanji is like... okay. The thing about Jumanji, the run for Jumanji, the PS2 game, we're not talking about the one with The Rock, TM, or Jack Black, TM. We're talking about the one on PS2, which is based on the original movie, the original board game. And to make a viable run of Jumanji, you have to win Jumanji, which is not easy, because you have to play against 3 CPUs. Might I add, we all play on beginner when you run Jumanji, but beginner difficulty is harder than Thunderbirds to win. I've won it twice. And you can, it can take anywhere from 12, 15 minutes all the way up to a half an hour to win Jumanji. So, please don't pick Jumanji.
Also, really sorry to end up pointing out, unfortunately, it won't end up having any Robin Williams in there. So, we won't be seeing anything to do with Robin Williams if you're thinking that that's what the incentive is going to get. What I will point out, though, is it is probably the greatest Mario Party clone that's ever been made, and I think Garlips will definitely end up agreeing with that.
The board is cooler than a Mario Party board, but the mini games are far worse. Although, having said that, like, you know what it's like when you're a speedrunner. You pick this game, and it's a really rubbish game. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is so hard. Why am I doing this? But on run 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10, you start to go, I'm kind of a bit better at this than when I started. I kind of like this game now. So, like, the minigames in Jumanji are bad. They are bad. But I've played it enough times now that, like, I'm good at a couple of them. I can't explain it.
I think it's to the point where it's tortured you so much that you end up going, I'm kind of enjoying this now, I'm kind of into this.
Yeah. But back to Thunderbirds for the moment. So you saw there, with the drones, it actually pays dividends to just fire as much as possible, even though it's a really annoying and obnoxious sound effect. If you just send missiles out while you're in one of those circles and you've got to shoot drones, you might end up picking one up just by accident, which is quite useful.
There is also a small extra note about that, in that not all drones are created equal. Some of them end up being in the circle that you need to end up firing them down in, but there'll sometimes be ones that are just outside of that radius, like that one there, that will end up just annoying you, and won't end up counting towards it.
Yep. And also, another thing to bear in mind is that while you are carrying something as Thunderbird 2, you cannot fire any missiles. So you are at the mercy of the drone's flight plan, and quite often, you think you've clocked them and you can see where they're going, and it turns out no, and they turn and they hit your nose, and suddenly your life bar is depleted.
It's almost as if this tiny drone has actually got a better turning radius than your giant green avocado.
Yeah. Who knew? I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars of, engineering. We've got an island in the Pacific that launches them in special, cool, interesting ways no one will ever see. All that money on R&D just completely wasted. We could have just made a drone.
Who's going to win? A couple of $1 million flyy boys or a $20 little flyy boy?
Yeah. It's kind of embarrassing, really, if you're International Rescue, which I'm definitely not, even though I'm wearing the uniform right now.
Do you know what is depressing, though, is the fact that this is obviously an asteroids clone. However, you can't go off the sides. The actual asteroids can, and neither can your bullets, like traditional asteroids that you would expect. So it's a far worse version.
Do we have a quick second for 2 donations?
Sure.
We have $10 from Darkshocks. He said, well, this speech sold me on Jumanji. Thanks for explaining that, Garlips. And he donated his $10 to Jumanji. And then we have $10 from Kuno, whoever that is. And it said, good job, Garlips. You got me to donate to Jumanji. And they put $10 to Jumanji. So at the moment, if I pull it back up, polls, garlips. Jumanji is at $68. An American Tail is at 15, and Casper Scare School is at 15. So I think I think Jumanji's in the lead a little bit, buddy.
We still have time. I'm pleading
Garlips is-
like a man being led to his execution. There's still time. There's still time.
I will be so delighted if Jumanji wins, because it will end up being a payback for you making me play this.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, it's karma pudding right now, and I've got 2 spoons. Let's just put it that way.
Fairly quickly, we are $8 away from reaching our first milestone of $420, as
Nice.
that was the first. That was the total we raised from our first HIG marathon 2 years ago. So we just want to say thank you to everybody who's been here. Dark Shocks is actually an OG. I'm pretty sure his first run was at the first HIG, so he's been here a little bit. So
Absolute legend.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see how far the event has come as well. I've only been at a couple of these so far, but already just incredible.
yeah, I don't think Dark Shocks remembers this, but him and his little group donated $200 of the $420. So they were 50% pretty much of the first event. So thank you, Dark Shocks, for always supporting HIG and everything else.
Lovely. Thank you. Okay, so we're on the next level. You can see here there's an oil rig that's on fire, which is obviously, I don't even have to explain to you how dangerous that is, but don't worry, we're here to save the day. Although you can see here, this oil rig has been designed very interestingly. There are these things on the edges of that, those struts, I guess, that instantly destroy your cargo, so you've got to be careful for them. You can see here,
Also-
Thunderbird 2's... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mr. Matt.
No, go ahead, it's all fine.
I was just going to say, the turning circle is very big, but if you actually just, like, tap the directions, you can kind of, like, cut off the turning circle if you wait a second. Like, I'll show you now. If you just tap like this, he does less of a turning circle, so it's a good little tip. When all of you pick up Thunderbirds... what were you going to say, Mr. Matt?
Oh, just pointing out that obviously since this game is set in the 2060s, and there are still oil rigs around, it means that we obviously ended up failing at implementing, green energy, which I find is probably the most depressing thing about this game.
Yeah, Thunderbird's got a bad future. Wonderful.
It's like Sonic CD, where you just ended up
Yeah.
failing constantly.
Oh dear. Right, well there are 5 of these I've got to do, but luckily... At least the spaceship is green, exactly. I mean,
Very
let's
true.
put a chipper kind of note on it. At least the spaceship is green. It's very pretty. We were actually talking about this when Mr. Matt Internet was playing this game. If you're a fan of Thunderbirds, you'll know that Thunderbird 2, the big thing about Thunderbird 2 is that it's got this modular thing that kind of like, it can pick up any kind of like type of ship that they need for that particular situation and carry it. Oh, whoops. I'd finished that objective. Cool. But in this game, you don't utilize any of that actual modulation of the spaceship being able to pick up different sections and stuff. It's a bit of a wasted opportunity.
It is a huge cargo bay, and yet, we're transporting cows one by one. I mean,
On a
really,
string.
they really need to rethink their way of deployment about this, of being able to transport cargo. Someone really needs to think about this instead of just going, let's do this one by one.
Yeah. Welcome in Madcus Finch in the chat, friend, regular streamer, podcaster, etc. Yes, we are suffering. We are suffering for you, and if you want to make me suffer more, apparently you can donate money to make me play Jumanji. That's what everyone's doing, so go ahead and cement that in for me if you like.
Thankfully in the lead at the moment.
Yes. Oh dear. See, I do these things to myself. But the one thing that is cool about Jumanji is the opening music on the start screen. So if we do play Jumanji, I've just taken care of that drone in case it took care of me. We might listen to that music for 20 seconds because it's the best thing about the game. It's the opening music.
It is a hashtag banger.
It is. Right, so what are we doing here? We're just very carefully making sure that we don't touch anything while we're carrying the water barrel. This level has got some really tight objectives coming up, actually. This one is not too bad. You can see here that I wasn't actually flying towards the objective before it spawned in, and I've still got enough time to do what I need to do. But there are other objectives that, unless you are traveling to where they're going to spawn in, you don't really have enough time to do them, or you have barely enough to... Whoa. That's a bit dodgy. Right, what do I do next? Oh, Thunderbird 2 in the southeast.
Especially on later objectives, making one mistake can end up meaning you haven't got enough time to end up doing all of them within one go. So it's pretty much an automatic death there.
Yeah. And then you spawn in after dying, and you've got to fly all the way across the map.
It completely resets your position, and it can end up really, really messing with your run. So it's not... just any sort of death in this can end up really setting you back. However, there are some instances where a death will reset your position, and it can actually be closer to your original objective.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not used often. There isn't there's a certain movement tech that you can end up doing in this, but it's not used very often. Which is the grab movement, where you actually move a little bit faster in the middle of a grab, and then you end up being able to pull it back up, but you'll lose a little bit of time. So it's basically managing between the two of them.
I haven't utilised the grapple boost yet, but I'll show it off when the next kind of situation we can use it in arises. Where's this raft? It's somewhere around here. There it is.
Yeah, for some bizarre reason, these rafts have decided not to let up any sort of flares and instead turn invisible like they're the Predator.
Yeah. So useful.
It's incredible. What a defense mechanism.
Yeah. But the next objective involves picking up these rafts, so we're going to wait right next to this one. Grab it and dunk it. This objective, there's not a lot of time, and it's very easy to destroy the raft on these huge, oil refinery, grain silo disc things. It's very easy to do.
Now, you might be looking at the fuel at the moment and thinking, this is a little bit worrying. You don't need to worry too much about the fuel. It only ends up becoming a major factor in the much later stages. But you can switch into T1 that will allow you to end up having a little bit more fuel and then switch over, although obviously that will lose time.
Yes. They're kind of... I could have grabbed that fuel, but it's okay. I'm going to have enough to finish the level. This is pretty much almost the last objective, so... In fact, I might try and grab that fuel on the way past, but am I playing with fire because of this raft thing?
Should be okay.
Should be okay. Long turning circle, but it's alright.
Yeah.
I always use this gap to drop my rafts off because I don't trust any of the other gaps. That is the last objective. Yeah, we're good, we're good. So next level.
Beautiful. With 15 seconds left to go.
Nice.
Also,
go ahead.
Just want to remind people that this is a children's game. This is designed primarily for children. Just keep that in mind when you look at how difficult some of these objectives end up coming up. It's not fun, but it's for kids.
Yeah. I mean, this is a prime example. We start at the bottom of the map. Our objective is at the top of the map. And we have, less than a minute, well, just over a minute to get these... By the time we get there, it's going to be just over a minute. To move these 2 pipes. And we've got to move them, to the middle of the map as well. So it's not even, that they have to go a short distance. Well, it's kind of short, but not... It's a significant distance, is my point. Anyway, I follow the road here because of the elevation, as Bono warned us. Oh my goodness! That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. I think I've got time, just one mess up.
Yeah,
but
you
honestly,
should have enough time.
It might not even be enough time now. And I also grabbed some health that I didn't need, so that was a complete waste of a power-up as well. Excellent! It's going well.
I shouldn't have ended up mentioning that the difficulty ends up ramping up, because look what happens immediately.
Yeah. It's okay, we should be alright. There is one notorious objective on this level called, well, we call it Death Plane. Affectionately, it's called Death Plane because it's very, very hard, and you will die. So I did Death Plane first time in practice yesterday. So of course it's gonna go wrong today. I'm anticipating it.
No, you've got this, man. You've got this. You can totally do it. First time.
Oh my god, that was close. Right, okay. Right, 6 drones, 2 per circle, southwest. Okay, so got drone circles. There are 3 of them. We want to finish in the one on the top right because that's where Death Plane is. So
Do you have a quick second for a donation?
we do, yeah.
We have $18 donated by Matthew Reed Ball. They did not leave a comment, but they did put their donation towards you running Jumanji. So
that's Mr.
we
Marcus
have.
Finch, thank you.
Oh, okay. And we passed $430 donated thus far.
Well, hey!
Hey!
Fantastic.
Oh, fuel I didn't need to pick up. Wonderful. Right, there's one. Sometimes these drones really do spawn on the very outsides of the circle, and finding them can be a real pain in the bum. There he is. Yeah, I mean, there is still time, but it looks like we're going to be playing Jumanji. Hooray! Jumanji's so much fun. See, it was all a trick, right? It was reverse psychology, you guys. I wanted to play Jumanji, don't you see?
Yeah, I remember you mentioning the other day, you were like, I really hope that I can show off Jumanji. I mean, it's my favourite.
It is my favourite. Right, okay, this is Death Plane, okay? We have to get the plane out through a very, very narrow channel here. It's very easy to destroy it.
On top
The
of that,
job
you
is
have to-
I need to make it look easy. Ah, and I almost had it.
You
You
do
can
this.
you can try and take it to the west, but it's just as hard and you have less chance of doing it. Right, okay, that's Death Plane. But we're not. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to kill myself. Because I haven't got enough time to do it. Okay, plan B then. So, we're going to spawn in. We're going to have to fly immediately north to get to the Death Plane. Which is... We don't have enough time for this. I need to make sure when I'm flying it to the carrier, because we need to drop it on an airplane carrier, that I really don't mess up like I just did, because that would be bad.
If you're wondering about the distances, the X's on the map are the parts of the Death Plane, and the green circle is where we need to deliver them to. The difficulty here comes from the
Yes.
white mountains.
Sorry, I must also say I apologise for the words I used there. I meant I needed to make sure that I could restart the level as quickly as possible. That's what I meant to say. Apologies.
Taking in
Come
a
on,
there. Here we go.
please. Right. It still might not be enough time. Anyway, making sure we avoid that little bump in the road there. Right, here's the carrier. The carrier... We need to restart the level again. Just give me a moment here. Need to find a mountain. See, this is what I was worried about. This is Death Plane in action.
This is probably the hardest choke point in the game. This will be constantly replaying, like retrying this section just to end up trying to get it right first time. But it is incredibly difficult.
I'm going to do this so well this time that I'm going to go and get this plane first.
You will indeed. This is it. This is the one.
This is the power of self-belief. Right, so here's the other plane. This is what the other plane looks like. Look how easy this one is.
You say that. You say that. However, this plane ended up being one that I constantly ended up having go when I ended up trying to deliver it onto the carrier.
Yeah.
Because the carrier has little parts on it as well that jut up.
Yeah, so there are like these little antennas. I guess they're meant to be like radio antennas, like you would see on... You can see some there on the top of the carrier. There are some of those on the corners of the edge of the carrier as well. And if you hit one... And some of them are kind of almost invisible. and you can still hit them. So
Incredibly thin, incredibly wafer thin.
yes, right. We should be good, providing I just do this first time. So let's do this first time.
You've got this. You've got this. You can do it.
Thank you. Right. Okay. Nope. One more try. After that, it's not going to happen.
Can you remember where the extra life is on this stage?
Yes, vaguely. I could go and get it if I needed to. I'm gonna need to go and get it. Right, okay. It's over here somewhere. Oops. I need to get it in 20 seconds, so I kind of need to not destroy my ship before then. Gonna go and get the extra life if I can reach it in time. There it is. Right.
Just a little thing. Every level ends up having an extra life, a certain amount of fuel, and a certain amount of health pickups as well. So
yeah,
we have got one safety on each stage, just in case.
Yeah, there are 4 health pickups, 4 fuel pickups, and 1 life pickup on every level. I know this because I mapped every level's power-ups, and now I'm realizing that I did that because of this very moment. So thank you, past me, for doing me a solid.
Yes, if only there was a way for a spaceship to end up gaining any sort of altitude.
Oh, look at that. Oh, first time. Right,
Beautiful.
okay, let's not mess this up now. Dangerous. I'm gonna go extra slow. Here we go. Right. First try! First try! Yeah, I understand I'm really stretching the use of those words today. But yeah, first try. Wow.
But
So here's
now
the
it's
other
just
plane.
You can do this.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about this one. The main problem is the antennas, and if you know roughly where those are, it sometimes, even though the time pressure is breathing down your neck and you're worried and you can see those numbers, you just take an extra second to take a breath, go, oh, I can do this, and then, oh my god, oh no, oh my goodness.
So, you remember how it was brought up earlier, where sometimes the things that you've delivered can end up smashing your objects? Yeah, that's just happened.
Yeah, my shield is depleted, folks. Yeah, what happened there is Death Plane number 1 was on the carrier. Death Plane number 2 touched the Death Plane number 1 on the carrier before I could press X and drop Death Plane 2. So, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But I'm glad that I could show you just a window into the madness of this game, because when I play this game well, this game doesn't look like a bad game, does it? It looks like, you know, oh, it's a bit of a, you know, silly little game from the 2000s, but no, now you're getting an idea of just how difficult this is.
It can be absolutely brutal when it wants to be.
Yes, this is definitely payback for all those times I watched you and laughed. Mr. Matt, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It only took, what, 3 streams to actually complete the game, and most of it was the last couple of levels.
Right, I'm
Like,
dropping
the first
it.
one were a breeze.
I'm dropping
You can
it
do
way
this.
inside the circle like that, so I've got plenty of room in the circle. Yeah, unfortunately, even though we are flying state-of-the-art spaceships, we cannot actually increase our height at any point, so no. If there are mountains in the way, I guess we just gotta go around.
Only we could adjust our altitude to go up or
Oh
down.
my goodness, Dark Shocked, you clipped that, thank you so much, because yeah, that's hubris, in one 20-second clip. I can't believe it. Right, okay, here we go. Hey! But don't worry, kids. The level isn't over yet. Next up is an asteroid section, but it's Thunderbird 4, so you're going to see the seaweed. Killer seaweed. First try! I'm a member of International Rescue, don't you know?
FAB.
Yeah, FAB. Right, so you can see here... Oh, it's not seaweed on this level, it's glaciers, my bad.
Yeah, the seaweed comes up later.
Yes, that's level 7.
Yes, but we also need to end up destroying these little mines as well
Oh
here.
goodness me! Right,
And
okay.
the mines can actually end up being a one-hit kill on you as well, which is fantastic.
Is it really?
Oh, if your health is a little bit too low, then it will just end up tanking.
Oh
you
yeah,
and
see that's the thing. Every time you collide with something in this level, it takes some of your health off. And that's because, as you can see, when things hit me, they kind of like bounce off. So they're only designed to really touch you for a moment. But if you end up kind of like rubbing up against something, you get lots of little touches all at once and your health bar just goes through the floor.
They can also juggle you between two different stones as well. Which
That's
can
true.
end up really burning you.
That can also happen. Right, okay, we've got some drones that we need to shoot down. Sash isn't... Thank you, I'm glad. I thought, how can I dress as a member of International Rescue, but on a budget? And this was the answer.
Really wanted to be one of the Tracy brothers.
I did, yeah, I wanted a hat, but a hat would have meant going over my £10 budget, and I was not going to do that. Right, where is drone number 4? Oh, there he is. Wow, almost collided with me. Right, okay, now what do we do? Thunderbird 2, 4 barrels. Oh, I know these ones. Right, there's one over here, so let's go get that one first.
Lovely stuff.
Yep, see, that little kind of head start that I get on the next objective is just, it can sometimes make all the difference.
It's absolutely vital sometimes. And as I pointed out earlier, this is a game for kids. Keep an eye on how much time is remaining at the end of these sections.
Yeah.
And that's how much error you've got. That's how much room for error you've got. And considering that Garlips is pretty good at this, it's a brutal timer.
It is. And the other thing as well is that you just don't know. Like, there are some houses that you can go over and your stuff just won't destroy. It'll be fine. And there are other things that you think, oh, I'm definitely clear of that, and then it destroys the thing you're carrying. So it's like, it's literally trial and error, and every time you play this game, you find something new to destroy whatever you're carrying on. Like, some of these glaciers, you think they must be safe, but, like, I bet you they're not.
Wonderful, because it's a surprise every time.
It is. It is. Right, there we go, number 2. And yeah, this practice of taking the stuff far into the circle is useful. Even though I don't think these barrels can destroy each other, it's just a good practice to have, because, you know, when you get to the objectives that do have stuff that can destroy each other, you just, you know, it's best practice. Going. Oh, I'll show you the grapple boost in a minute. So we did some science, because when I first played this game, I was pretty sure that coming into the grapple and out of the grapple, into the grapple, out of the grapple, is faster than flying just straight. And it is. I did the science. It's a little bit faster. It's like, maybe, I don't know, 2 seconds faster across the whole map, so like that. But it does get a little bit annoying trying to do that. So.
You have to really time it well to end up being able to have that as an effective strategy. Along with that, you need to stop before you end up getting to the objective, because if you're moving as you try to let the crane down, it can really blow you off course.
Yeah. I did crunch the numbers in a badly lit room. I think that's the end of the mission. No, we've got another asteroid section. Off we go. But this is the last thing for this level, and then that's 4 levels down. Wait, is that 4 or 5 levels? It's 5 levels down.
Ooh, let me just have a quick look at my notes. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah, because
5.
we're on the end of the line right now.
Yeah, 5th stage. So we've got Cosmic Capers and Dam of Disaster, and then the final level, I believe.
Temple of Doom, yeah.
Yep.
You remember Temple of Doom, Mr. Matt?
I do indeed. A whole stream dedicated just to one level.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat. Pumpkin Blades will tell you, it was so much fun to watch you, but I also felt for you in that moment, because, you know, it was pain that I caused you.
Oh, it was wonderful, man.
Yeah. Seriously, anyone watching this, if you're just curious and you want to give it a go, you should. Just do it. Okay? It's not hard at all. I'm making it look difficult. It's really actually quite easy.
Yeah, just remember, it's a game for kids, so this should be as easy as pie.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I could very briefly touch on the history of Blast. So, Sony PlayStation 2 dev costs for the console. I can't remember exactly how expensive they were, but they were quite expensive apparently back in the day. And so that was kind of a barrier to entry to some kind of like low-level game developers / publishers who create kind of like very cheap stuff. Shovelware, as some people call it. But then in 2005, 2006, I believe, the Sony lowered the cost of development, or development kits, or whatever it is that it cost. They lowered the cost. And so Blast stepped into the fray with its seal of quality that you can find on every Blast title. And so they got these licenses. They got Captain Scarlet. They got Thunderbirds. What else? Lassie, An American Tail. All of these titles, and they developed these. Is the word shoddy fair, Mr. Matt? Shoddy games.
Rushed,
shoddy.
Low quality. I suppose there could be. It was an accident to end up creating these. Shovelware is the typically accepted.
Yeah,
term,
yeah.
I suppose.
Like solid 4 out of 10s, basically. And the reason I knew of some Blast games from my past because me and my brother had a couple. Like everyone knows Little Britain. Little Britain was a Blast game. Yeah, on the PS2. So I knew of them, but it was when a member of my stream team, I'm a member of a stream team called the Clock Tower. We're a lovely bunch of people. You should come say hi and check us out. Mr. Matt Finch in the chat is a member of the stream team. But also a stream team member is Tainted Tali, who, during our March anniversary this year, streamed a game that they had found in a charity shop or a thrift store called Casper Scare School, which just looked a bit rubbish. And it was hilarious to watch them play. And as a result, the speedrun was born. And me, Tainted Tali, and Schmumbler, also of the Clock Tower, we decided to start speedrunning the game. And it was hilarious fun. Hilarious, Japes. But it got me thinking, what other Blast games exist? And so I fell down a rabbit hole that started on Google and ended in eBay, picking up these shoddy games. And it was for my birthday, actually, because on my birthday I always try to do a 24-hour stream. And I succeeded this year, which was great news. But because I like to eat and do other human things during the day, I don't like downtime during a 24-hour stream. So what I do is I record some videos that I can play in breaks. And so I thought, what would make a really good break is if I pick a game by Blast. Whoops. Oh! And if I pick a game by Blast and then I get world record on it by virtue of the fact that I'm the only person who's playing it and I'm the only person to make the speedrun page. And as a result, I landed on Thunderbirds. That was the one I picked. Now, I've played a lot of Blast games since then. And the one thing I will say to myself is I picked Thunderbirds because I heard it was bad. Thunderbirds is one of the better Blast titles. I'm proud to say. It's robust. You can't, sequence break. There is gameplay here. The same cannot... Why do I keep doing that? The same cannot be said for many of the other titles, which some of them are glorified PNGs that you just scroll through. Others, have 3D models and levels. I'm going to grab this health as an insurance. So actually, Thunderbirds turned out to be one of the best. Whoa! I didn't realize we were that short of time. I'm telling stories. There we go. But yeah, that's how I landed on Thunderbirds, and actually Thunderbirds is one of the better ones. So who knew? Who knew? Right, what are we doing next?
One day you might unfurl the Blast secret, put all of the titles together and reveal their secret message.
Yes, I'm hoping to crack the Blast code. I've been working here and there on a YouTube video that will just cover the Blast Pantheon, as it were, and kind of like play every single game and kind of review it as part of like a Blast documentary. Incidentally, if you worked for Blast or you know someone who worked for Blast, please tell me. I would love to talk to you. And I promise not all of it will be swear words.
I reckon it's going to be a total blast.
Ho ho ho! Mr. Matt, I'm going to quote you on that.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna have you on the back of the DVD box.
Oh,
This is a blast, Mr. Matt Internet.
Can you make sure that you put it out on VHS as well?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it will have to be out on VHS, I guess.
Fantastic. Right, so we're back into space as well, as you probably noticed, destroying some more lovely asteroids.
Oh my goodness! No! Oh wow, that went really badly. Right, we need the help. There we go.
As you can also see, once the power-ups end up going off the screen, they're gone forever as well. So you have to pick them up whilst you can, whilst also dodging all the various bits and pieces flying at you.
As Mr. Matt explained earlier, we can't go off the edges of the screen, but projectiles, rocks, and power-ups can. And quite often, rocks can kind of like, the way that they spin means that they're running up the side of the screen and you can't actually see them, which is super convenient because, you know, your objective is to destroy, for instance, a mine or a submarine or something, and you literally can't see it and it doesn't appear for seconds at a time. So that's fun.
And it has no collision until it's actually on the screen. It's so well done.
It is. But I think apart from that death plane snafu back there, I think we're doing alright now. Time-wise. I mean, ooh. Don't like hills. Don't like hills. Yes, this is a lovely city in the middle of the desert. I don't know why they built it here. With lots of water off-site in big drums, just ready to be picked.
This poor water farmer, who's obviously ended up collecting all of this water, International Rescue just goes, nah, we're going to take this now. Just dump it on these fires. Have we got a fire service? No. No. We cut them. Why'd you cut the fire service? Well, we've been hiring International Rescue a lot.
Yeah. And every call out to International Rescue, this just like adds numbers onto the end of the council tax bill. Right, I accidentally destroyed the water literally as I was about to drop it, which was very inconvenient of me. I'm gonna have words with myself later. But I think this timer is has got enough room for one mistake. 2 mistakes, I'm not sure. Wow, this is nail-biting stuff today. I really thought I would be playing better than this.
Just end up putting it down to you're putting on a show.
Yes! We need to make it tense, right? Yeah. Well, we're definitely doing that. Right. Watch out for this big white building here. I hate this big white building. Right, okay, round we go. Drop the biggest one first. I don't think we've got enough time to do this. But we might have just enough time, and so I've got to try.
Gotta give it a go, man. You've got
Yeah,
to.
I'm not going to resort to shield depletion at this stage.
We'll see how much time you've got after this barrel.
It seems to take about 15 seconds to get across the map and pick up some water. So I think we should be all right, providing I just don't mess this up now. Right. One thing you can do is the second that you're over one of those circles, if you press X, you will immediately drop whatever it is you're carrying. So a good tactic, actually, is to be hammering X as you approach the circle so that you literally drop it the second that you can, which not only saves time, also means there's less chance of you hitting something else, like a building, perhaps.
And as you've also seen, for some bizarre reason, they decided to load up these water canisters, again, with plastic explosive.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it keeps the water at a good temperature. Oh, we did it! We did it! We did it.
Only just, but it's fantastic.
Right, I think it's drones next, because look, they've already spawned in. And you can actually destroy these spawns, these drone spawns earlier. I found that out during science. Oh, goodness. He's gone between the buildings. I'm not going to go in there. That's too dangerous. Right, we're looking for one more drone. Where are you, fella?
As you can probably tell, the video
There he
game
is.
logic brain kicks in here, where you've got 8 drones and 2 circles, so guess how many are in each?
Yeah, so it's like they halve them equally. So, say if there are 3, or we can grab this life, not that we need it. If there are 3 circles, it'll be divided amongst 3 equally. If it's 2, it'll be divided amongst the 2. But the problem is, sometimes you shoot a drone at the very edge of the circle and you think, oh, I've got it, but it doesn't count.
Because it wasn't one of the actual drones that was spawned in as part of
Oh my
that,
goodness.
so it's incredibly frustrating.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Could you stop, please? Thank you. Right, okay. Just 2 barrels left, I think. One is on this bridge. Is it this bridge? Yeah, it's this bridge. No! No, it's asteroids. Got excited then. Whoa! See, I'm being very careful and making sure that I don't hit any buildings.
It's very odd that the developers of this decided, hey, you know what, we'll end up giving you like 4 minutes to end up doing, you know, the drone shoot downs, but we'll only give you 2 minutes to end up delivering 6 barrels across the entire map.
Yeah, it's yeah, the timings for the drones seem to be especially like larger than the ones for dropping up stuff. And you don't have any timer when you're going to an asteroid section, which is nice. So if you ever need to pick up like a health pickup or a life, the best time to do it is during one of these, on your way to one of these sections. Basically. Oh, don't like that rock. Oh, and there I go. See how easy that was? Oh, God. Right, okay. It's fine.
Easy
It's
once
fine.
they pump you. Thankfully, it just ends up spawning you directly into this section again, so you don't need to fly back to it and you land. I suppose it's the only joyous bit about this section.
Oh my goodness. By the way, I'm sure whatever Mr. Matt said was very good just then, but literally because of the explosions and the missiles, I can't hear a word. Right, okay. I think we've turned the corner on this level now. Even though I just lost the power up. Great. Obviously, as there are less rocks on screen, it becomes a bit easier.
Yeah, there is a set amount of rocks in this section for you to end up getting. And ideally, you want to end up making sure that you've got all the power-ups set up, just so you can get through this as quickly as possible and take care of the rocks before they end up hitting you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit easier in the submarine mode because you end up having a cross pattern rather than the 3 in front of you. So that means that you have more effective coverage of the entire map.
Yeah. Right, we've got another 4 drones here. 2 in this one. There's one. Whoa, look at that slowdown. Right, there's one. It's number 2. There he is. Wait, no, I think he's in the other circle, which is really confusing. Oh no, he might have been in the circle. We'll come back. If we can't find the other 2, then we'll come back. There's one. Excuse me. Right, it's here somewhere. Is that it? No. There he is! Excellent, this is exactly where we need to be. So we're going to pick this thing up now. There are 2 of these to pick up. But that can happen. Don't worry. Do the slow turn, there we go. Right, now, I'm actually using the little map in the bottom right is actually very useful, apart from the fact that drones don't show up on that map. So, Am I going the right way? I am going the right way. So it's very good for elevation. You could actually play the whole game looking at the bottom of the map. But the problem is, yeah, like I said, drones don't appear. So sometimes you look up from the map because you hear explosion sounds. And a drone has flown into you.
Taking out half your health and you're just going, what has just happened?
Yeah. I think we should be able to do this. Let's be extra careful. There we go. Right, I think if we come around the other side of this mesa, because there's kind of like this big hill in the bottom right, if we just come around the side of it, it should be good. And this is the last objective on this level. Hurrah! I hear you cry. 2 more levels to go, but these are the hardest levels. You think we've had it easy up until now. Is where the S gets real, if you know what I mean.
What, S Club?
Yes, S Club. Yes, I definitely wasn't omitting a swear there. I meant S Club. What does the S in S Club stand for? Answers in the chat below.
I'm gonna go with sausage.
Sausage Club 7, yeah. It makes perfect sense, actually.
The 7 mighty sausages.
Their power combined.
Unfortunately,
S Club 7 are back. S Club 7 never went away, my friend.
they've always been with us.
They are eternal. Okay, so we got...
Eldritch Horror.
Yeah, we got 3 pads here to land on, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Bonus points, brag points if I get a perfect, but, you know, it's not always easy to do. Oh, there we go, see? Perfect.
Well, there is one bit later where you can do a little bit of a swag. And that's the swag grabs.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember you on the Temple of Doom doing the swag grabs on the statues. I'll try for one later. See if we get it.
They were inside us all along. Yes, they were indeed dark shocks. Very deep within us.
Right, oh, it's the cows. Right, okay, so we've got 5 more cows to move. Now, if you'll allow me, stream... to move? Wait. If you'll allow me, stream, I'm going to make a joke now. Are you ready? This is going to be a funny joke. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
So these are cows, right? But, like, what I've got to do is I've got to transfer them over here and put them in the circle. But these are the cows I was telling you about that, like, super strong and destroy the barrels that you try to drop in this circle on a later objective. So, what I like to do is I like to pick up the cows and I like to put them on the very edges of the circle so that, you know, they're not going to destroy the barrels when I bring the barrels in. But in doing so, by putting them around the edges of the circle like this, it kind of looks like it's the Elder Council of Cows, the Elder Council, if you will. Now that I've explained the joke, it's not funny.
I'm really sorry, I should have warned everyone about that.
So yeah,
why are we moving cows? Because
they're
I
in
think
the
they
way.
got lost.
I think the in-game reason is that apparently the fields are flooding because of what the Hood has done. The Hood, of course, is the enemy in Thunderbirds, and what he's done is he's done a terrorism, right? And the terrorism he's done today is he's made the dam flood all of this pasture land. So we have to move the cows because it's been flooded, I think, is the in-game reason.
And
But really,
International
the council just need to be taken back to their seat of residence over here.
They do. They need to assemble their numbers. I just wish that International Rescue just ended up just going, hey, you know what would be really cool? If we just ended up putting inflatables on the cows and just let them bob along, and we'll go and retrieve them later.
Yeah, I mean, that would be more fun for the cows as well, I would imagine.
Just imagine their little faces as they're bobbing along, going, "Wahey!"
Yeah, I mean, they have no notion of what an inflatable is, but, you know, they'll have a fun time. For
Yeah,
sure.
they will, especially after being filled with liquid explosive.
Oh, dear. Poor cows.
Let's have a quick look here. Splody cows is how you get hot milk before bed. And they need to cattle log their inventory.
I love that chat are riding my wave of. Well, actually, you're the one who got the first one in, aren't you? With your move joke, you usurped me, Mr. Matt.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
It's perfectly fine. But I'm glad that chat are running with it now. I'm glad that chat puts up with our bovine attempts at humour.
I'm just going to stop with the cow puns because otherwise I'll just end up having to, give myself some serious punishment. Right, back into the water.
Oh, good lord. I need some power-ups. Yeah, definitely that, whatever that was. I think that was health, actually, which was useful.
Yep, it was indeed health.
That's also health, so I need a power-up now, please. There it is.
Sometimes you can tank through one of the hits, and if the power-up that comes out of it, because it was the little one, ends up being health, it can end up saving your life.
Yeah. Right, we need to pick these up. That's why I'm waiting. Here we go. Right, these are the things that I said the cows destroy, and they do destroy them, so we need to be very careful.
It's not very amusing when they do that. I'm so sorry.
It's not! It's no laughing matter. Right, so, there we go. But we've got to get a load of barrels in this circle, so... Trying to be careful, but at the same time, quick.
Pure and simple, they'll be there for you. Sorry, that was hearsay.
That was, but do you know what? I love the fact if you're a fan of like early noughties UK culture, music, etc. Mr. Matt Internet Stream is the place to be because all of that stuff, like constant quotes from philosophers of our time, like S Club 7, Hearsay. Who else?
Blue, A1.
Yeah, all of them. It's a very British stream, but I appreciate that because I'm British.
Venga Boys or bust. That's how it's got to be.
Yes, the Venga bus is jumping. Wait, what? How does it go?
The Venga bus is coming. Everybody's jumping.
Right,
New York to
okay.
San Francisco, the inner city disco. The lights are still blazing, and the wheels are still turning, and traffic lights are blazing. So if you like to party, come on and move your body.
See, I knew I could rely on Mr. Matt Internet to be able to recall that verbatim. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. Because I also
be.
fit in the cow pun. I'm going to swear off the cow puns because I think this is the last time we see cows in this game.
It is, thankfully, the last time we see cows in this game, yes. Although, you're going to see them while I drop these cans off, so... I mean, they're here for the rest of the level, basically.
Well, they need something to drink, so we're just going to, give them a couple of cans. Because where else would you store nuclear material than next to the cows, say?
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get X-cows. But to be fair, maybe X-cows, like, if they're edible, maybe bigger, stronger, powerful cows is probably what the meat industry wants. So maybe you do keep the toxic waste next to the cows and see what happens.
Well, I'm hoping that it will end up resulting in a tastier beef, or maybe
I think so.
Some really funky milk.
Funky milk. It's like regular milk, but it's funky.
That's how they marketed it. They were just like, what, we need to get rid of this, radioactive milk. So we're just going to end up calling it funky milk.
Right, I think we've got... Oh, we've got another Thunderbird 4 section, but I'm going to use Thunderbird 1 to get there. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it uses up less fuel for Thunderbird 2. Although I think there is a fuel pickup over here, so I might grab that as Thunderbird 2. Seeing as I'm not under a timer right now, I think it's... Yeah, there it is. I'm just going to grab this so that I've got it ready for the next objective after Thunderbird 4.
Beautiful. As Garlips is pointing out here, fuel management is going to become much more important over the next stage and the one after it.
Yeah, the next objective on this level after Thunderbird 4 is basically you've got to fly across the map like 6 times, so it takes a long time.
Very vital coming up. Right. someone ended up putting some weird spinning platforms and
Whoa.
sticking the barrels to them.
Oh, that almost hit me. It was coming for me. Here we go. Oh, and I got bumped. So, I don't know if we mentioned, but when you get bumped, you do lose your shooting power-up, so... And literally, every time I get one, I lose it. We need some help, actually. It's just rocking out in the bottom of the screen. Okay, fine. Be like that. Oh, he's coming for me.
If things get away from you on these sections, they can really get away from you.
Right, here we go. Here we go. I'm actually using the missiles coming out of the rear of the ship to ensure that the things flying at me don't get me.
So as I mentioned earlier, as you can see, with the cross pattern, it is a lot easier to manage the map. So it can end up being a little bit better than the upgrades that are available to the Space Thunderbird. Spacey bird.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about the space thing is, like, it'll send 3 missiles where you want them. This kind of sends lots of missiles everywhere, which can be beneficial when the seaweed is coming in. But, you know, I kind of miss the being able to just do really strong fire in one particular place. It's you know, there are good pluses and negatives about both. Right, there's one.
Oh no. The Hood has intercepted a plea for help.
You know, the more I hear about Mr. the Hood, the more I fear he's not a good one. I think he's a bit of a bad one.
Well, apparently he keeps trying to steal the secrets of the Thunderbird family. So the Tracy family ended up having their top secret Thunderbirds project. And the Hood wants to steal that to sell it. You know, who could have thought that a billionaire could be evil in such a way?
I know. Totally not fitting for these times that we live in, huh?
Oh, no, definitely not. Especially since this is set in 2060. So, you know, not too far away from where
Plenty
we
of time to turn things around, right?
Yeah. It will be fine, it'll be fine. Right, so water everywhere, and not a drop to drink, but we've got to deliver it into this little forest area.
Yeah, for some reason, even though this level is all about being full of water, we also need to pick up some water and put it somewhere else, so... here it is. I always try and fly to the furthest away target, because that way, you know, as time goes on, you've got less distance to travel each time. But there are some times when you want to end up finishing a objective in a certain place, so, you know, it's kind of memorizing which ones you can do that with and which ones you can't. Basically, the last level is incredibly... I would say of all the levels is the most optimized in terms of, like, making sure you're in the right place at the right time so that you can take advantage. Because those timers are just awful.
If you've been keeping track of some of the times remaining once these objectives have been done, yeah, it becomes even more tight on the next stage. It's really brutal.
When I complete this level, which is, there's another Thunderbird 4 section after this, but after the Thunderbird 4 section, if I could just get a time check on how we're doing, because I was going to do my own splits alongside the marathon, just so that I could tell whether I was doing well or not, but for some reason, the key that I used to start the timer didn't work, so I haven't been able to do that. So if by the time we get to the end of this level, if I could just get a time check, that would be great. Then I know whether we need to be excited going into the final level or not, you know? Because it could be a new world record.
We will see. At the moment, you're somewhere around the 1 hour and 10 minutes mark.
Okay, right. That's, I can't tell if that's good or not. I'll have to think about it. Right now, like, I don't have a lot of... Like I was saying, Dark Shock doing that last run was incredible because I just do not have the headspace for that much information at once and flipping between them, so kudos. Because right now I'm just thinking, make sure the spaceship doesn't crash. But I think 110 is pretty good. It might not be a world record, but it's certainly on PB pace, I believe.
Yeah, you're pretty good at the moment, but I don't think you're going to end up getting a world record today, unless the final stage ends up being an absolute blind.
Yeah, I could absolutely just destroy the final stage. So yeah, I mean it could happen, but yeah, no worries if not. We're still going to finish way under estimate, which is what I was worried about. Alrighty. We did have some significant death plane problems that have incurred time penalties.
Indeed.
We've got enough fuel to get to Thunderbird 4, so we should be fine. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push comes to shove, you can also switch, but I think you should be okay here.
Oh, more drones. Oh, I've gone to the wrong circle first. I'm going to abuse the fact that they give you a lot of time on the drone sections to go back to the circle I should have been in, rather than finish the objective and then have to go there.
I think we might have to end up getting an update on where the incentives are at the moment, to see if we are going to be getting a lovely run of Jumanji.
I'm imagining Jumanji is it's continuing its supremacy right now.
You sold it so well.
Right, there's one more, and it was down here somewhere. I saw it spawn in. There he is. Okay, sure. My health is not great, but you know what? We've only got to. Actually, I'm gonna switch. I don't trust it.
Good idea. Just one tap would take you out here, so yeah, good move.
Thankfully, you can do the drone objectives as either Thunderbird 1 or 2. So it really does add some kind of like on-the-fly decision-making as to which one you should use, depending on where your fuel and your health levels are. But now we're exactly where we need to be for the final objectives. Should be just around here somewhere. Once more into the seaweed breach we go. Right. Need to not get destroyed. It's easy peasy.
Yep, you can do this. This is well within your grasp.
Right. There's some health. We don't need it, but now we want to get the missile. Ow! Woof. Right. Okay, we righted that, but that was scary.
Very.
Halloween's just been and gone. You all were playing scary games. This is the scariest. When stuff like that happens. Right, let's grab that. Okay, okay. There we go. There we go.
So this seaweed seems to be made of something a lot stronger than the regular seaweed, because it sends the mind spinning off in a wild direction if it taps on it.
It does.
I do wonder what we've done to the seaweed, you know, in 40 years' time to end up making it this strong.
They should make Thunderbirds out of it, because between the Thunderbirds and the seaweed wins. So
yeah.
the ship should be made out of seaweed at this point, right?
I think the Tracy, you know, brothers and their weird father should totally just cover all of their ships in seaweed.
Their weird dad. He is weird.
He
Hey,
is.
everyone, here are some uniforms. I'm going to send you into space. You're going to go to, I don't know, Patagonia or Guatemala or something to help them with a natural disaster. You're going to go to the bottom of the ocean.
So basically, the original show, which ran from 1964 to 1966, utilized electronic marionette puppets to end up actually having the whole thing going. It was one of the most expensive shows that were made during the time. And the commercial television channel that originally ended up commissioning it ended up wanting them to do 50-minute versions of the show to end up having advertising breaks. It follows the adventures of Jeff Tracy, who used to be a former astronaut, and his 5 lovely sons who ended up being brought into the fold. He's a widower, so ladies, he's single. And basically, they tried to end up getting it over to America, but it didn't quite work, sadly. So the show never really picked up pace over in Americas. Although it did eventually make a comeback and end up spanning an anime and a movie.
That's the one thing I will say about Thunderbirds is, in the course of playing the game, it's actually reignited some of my like childhood wonder and fascination with Thunderbirds and with marionettes in general and all that kind of stuff put out by Jerry Anderson. So it's good stuff. It holds up today, which is, you know, like how much stuff in the 60s or the 70s can you actually say that about, you know?
It is true. They also ended up having Stingray as well, that was made before Thunderbirds, and
Yeah, I loved
also
Stingray.
Captain Scarlet, who came afterwards, if memory serves me right.
Yeah.
I think the thing that most people end up remembering about Thunderbirds is the infamous countdown that would end up opening each show with the 5.
Yeah, I
4.
should have done that today, really, shouldn't I?
You really should have. You missed a trick. You missed a
Yeah.
trick, son.
Nuts. Oh well. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm picking up some barrels of water and I'm dropping them on fire, which you know is new, unparalleled gameplay in this game. I definitely haven't done that before today already. And we're also going to make sure. Yeah, go ahead.
There is one thing about this stage which is unique, which hasn't been seen in any of the other stages. So there is a new surprise on this if you've been thinking that the gameplay's gotten a little bit repetitive.
Which one would that be? Or you're going to leave it a surprise?
Well, we'll bring it up when we come to it, but some eagle-eyed viewers might have already seen them. dotted around the
Oh,
level.
yeah. That bit. That bit
Yep.
gave me some trouble yesterday. It did.
Oh. Well, considering how narrow it is. And remember, this is a game for kids. This is a game for kids.
Oh, little Jim Bob. You love Thunderbirds. Here, we bought you Thunderbirds on PlayStation 2. But you're not allowed any more games until you beat this one.
Oh, I remember those rules. Except it was Commodore 64 cassette tapes.
I remember the first console that we had was an NES, and when we got the next console that we had, which was a Sega Genesis, a Mega Drive, my dad gave me the whole, well, why do you need 2 consoles thing? And we were just like, this is not even a discussion. We're not getting rid of anything, are you kidding me? And that was the end of that.
Now, as you can see, you have to end up being ridiculously close inside of the circle, but there is a technique that you can use here which saves no time. In fact, it probably loses a little bit of time, but it is hilariously funny if you can pull it off, and that's the swag grab.
Yes, I'll try for a swag grab on the next one, okay?
Yeah, that's all cool, it's all cool.
I'm going to grab this fuel as well.
Good move, good move. Now, as you can
yeah.
probably tell, these things are tall enough to actually end up donking into each other and destroying them, and thus your sanity.
Very easy. That's why I've placed it on the very inner rim of the circle. Right, here we go. Swag grab.
Oh, here we
There
go.
it is.
Nice.
Mr. Matt Internet patented that move. It's all him. But
I don't know whether that does actually save any time or loses any
I
time.
think
but
it does if you probably if you go into the grapple quickly. I kind of I went in a bit early, but yeah. Right, okay, I'm gonna take literally an extra second just to place it properly, because a second there saves us, you know, bunches of seconds that we would have to do if we destroyed it. So.
Yeah, taking a little bit of extra time just to make sure that you've positioned it right can end up saving you time if you end up donking into it later and have to repeat an entire trip.
There we go. Yeah, the other thing about this level is there are lots of drones on this level, and I think, because I did some science, because I just booted this up on a stream one day, and I had 100 questions of what does this do, what does this do? So we tested them all out. And I'm pretty sure this is the only level that has drones that respawn. So, unless there is an objective with drones, and you kill all the drones on the map. So say, for instance, on level 2, if you killed all the drones, and then you had a drone objective, it would spawn in the drones it needed for that objective. But on this map, you can kill drones, and then more will spawn, even if there isn't an objective. So,
These
it's
little
pretty neat.
silos that are dotted around the map that you might see, those will end up spawning the drones annoyingly, constantly.
Yeah.
And they can really build up fast. And you also can't put down what you've picked up to end up just taking care of them. So you've really got to just barrel through and dodge them,
Yeah.
which is easier said than done sometimes.
Right, okay, let me look at where we are. So next is the 2 boxes without skulls. So if you notice over here, there are a bunch of boxes in the river. Oh no, it's drones. It's drones. No, wait, it's landing pads. Is it landing pads? No, it's drones. It's drones. I'm getting confused. Don't worry about old Garlips. He's lost it. Right, there's one. And where's number 2? Where are you?
You have to remember sometimes the power of the puppet can overtake the garlips and actually corrupt his mind, so he'll forget all the things. It happens.
Yes, that does happen on occasion. Right, there we go.
That was an example there that one of the drones wasn't actually one that you needed to destroy, but it was just hanging around the circle, which can be really fun.
Yeah. This level loves drones. There's a bit on the final objective. I'll show you. The final objective takes the P. It really does. Right, you can see here there are all these boxes in the river. Which ones do you think International Rescue have to pick up? The ones with no skull and crossbones on? Or the ones with skulls and crossbones on? Surely we should be picking up those boxes and getting rid of them. Don't you think?
No. Leave the ones that are clearly poisonous. Just leave those in the river. I'm sure the water supply will be fine.
The first time I played this level, I was picking up the ones with the crossbones on, and I was like, just kept getting wrecked, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I was like, oh, I'm supposed to pick up the... Oh, hello. I'm supposed to pick up the ones that don't have crossbones. Oh, okay, fine. Right, where are we at? Oh, it's Thunderbird 4 again, in this nice little pond over here. Then it's the boxes, Mr. Matt.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
So, if you might have noticed, the crane mechanic ends up waving you around erratically sometimes. So finesse grabbing can be really, really fun. So keep that in mind for the next section when you see what we have to do.
Yes, we kind of have to do surgery, keyhole surgery on a plane, you know, in high turbulence, basically. It's hilarious. Can't wait.
Go wrong.
Right, I'm searching for the power-ups here because the power-up really makes a difference on this level. Because there are 5 mines we've got to destroy. And it's just so much quicker if you've got the power-up. Come on, I wanted... Oh, did I get that? I got it! Wow. Okay. Right, so I find on these levels, once you've got all the power-ups, if you sit in the middle and you aim your ship at least one of the directions of missiles towards things that are coming towards you, and the other towards the thing you need to destroy, you're kind of alright, unless some kind of errant piece of seaweed just wrecks your day.
That great phrase, an errant piece of seaweed just ruins your day.
Yeah.
There's not many scenarios that you can end up saying that.
It's true. Oh, right, okay. There goes that mine. Got it just in time.
So, if a mine ends up flying into you, you might think, oh, that's an easy removal. No, it just has to spawn another one with full health, and it doesn't count towards your overall amount of mines taken out.
Yep.
Really irritating. So you have to restart on a whole new fresh mine.
I'd just like to make you aware at this point again, dear viewer, that I can't hold X down to shoot these missiles. I've been tapping X solidly for about 2.5 minutes now.
It's almost as if the developers thought to themselves, you know what would be really fun to end up giving the kids? RSI.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? We should put that on the box. No, Gav.
No.
Don't put the RSI thing on there, mate. Don't do that.
We need to shift 2 million of these.
We've spent way too much on this game already. We had to buy all these assets.
Yeah, we paid a guy for 2 days. For 2 days' work.
And this was the best seaweed he could come up with. He doesn't know what seaweed is, mate. Never seen it. Never been to the coast.
Right, okay, here we go. Here it is. We've teased it. This is the box. The boxes. Take a look, ye mighty, and weep at this nonsense.
I do believe it was a philosopher who once said, "You're ready for this."
Turns out we weren't. We
No.
weren't. So you'll notice here, we've got lots of boxes with skulls on. If you pick up 2 of those, it's over, even with a full health bar. You can take 1 with a full health bar. So we need to make sure we don't pick up any, ideally. But it's real tricky. It's like that game Operation, if you were playing it on a moving train, basically.
With someone who's opened up the windows and the wind's just rushing in at the same
Yeah.
time. And your hands are made of treacle.
Yeah, pretty accurate mental image there. So I'm actually making it look incredibly easy. It's much harder than it looks, but we're doing okay. Time-wise, you don't have a problem here. You should be fine, so long as you just you're accurate. You take your time, you'll be all right. Oh, that was close. That was real close. You can also drop these boxes on top of each other as well. That's fine.
Yeah,
I think they
each one's
realised,
very
look,
different.
if we make those blow each other up, we really are taking.
Opening up a secret base in the sand here.
Yes, there's a secret, because this level is you may have noticed it's called Temple of Doom. This level is a huge tie-in to Indiana Jones, apparently. I don't know how or why. I don't even know if they had permission to do that. They've just done it. And the last bit of the mission is picking up Dr. Jones in Thunderbird 1. So, all you crossover fans, Thunderbirds X Indiana Jones.
This was my end game, basically. When I ended up seeing this, I was like, oh wow, finally. Indiana Jones and Thunderbirds together at last. I've always wanted this, deeply.
Right, I don't want to brag, but I just did the boxes without a single destructive one, so...
It's beautiful.
It was pretty good. I must say so myself. Right. Thunderbird
it's
2
definitely
asteroids, I
well.
think. Yep. Back we go. Ooh. Watch out for the elevation. Yeah, it really was first try that time. Who knew?
It was fantastic work.
International Rescue should hire me.
Yeah, all you got to do is wait another, what, 40 years, and,
I'll be in my
they'll
prime. I'll be ready.
Yeah. Right, dropping the kids off the pool.
Yeah. Right, okay, so this time we have a submarine and some mines, because, it wasn't enough to just be shooting mines. Right, I really need to power up, so that's what I'm focusing on right now.
Bye, submarine.
Yeah, bye! You notice how you can't see him, by the way? Where has he gone? He should be here, but he's not.
Probably the same place as Cotton Eye Joe.
Yes! Ah, he's in the submarine. He's piloting it.
Oh.
We finally found him, guys!
Ooh.
Okay, right, okay. We've got one power up. I'll start wailing on this thing. Can I get to that one? Oh. No, I lost my power up as I went for it, so... I did get it, but I lost a power up before I picked it up, so... Back to 2s. It also means I need some help, so thank you very much. I'll take that. Oh, nuts. We lost that power up. No! Oh my god. Right, okay. I thought we were heading for a shield depletion there, so I'm glad that we avoided that. Right, there we go. Excellent. And this will be a power-up. Sweet! These levels are so tense because, as you can see, each level, like I said, you've got 3 on-screen lives, but you've technically got 4. You can lose a life very easily here. You can chew through them very quickly, in fact.
Thankfully, the 1-up on this stage is actually pretty easy to obtain, and you do have a few opportunities to get it. So
Yeah.
if a
Yeah,
life
that's
is
true.
lost, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. And another cool thing about this game, I should say, is that like each level you start with the full lives. It's not like you have those lives for the whole playthrough. Hey, we did it! I was trying to get power-ups, I wasn't even focusing on the mines. Right. Okay, Thunderbird 1 in the northwest. We're almost there, everybody. We just need to do
Almost
one
done.
more game of asteroids, and then we need to land on a pad. But, like, I'll warn you now, and I'll warn you again. Check out how many drones will be flying over that last pad when we get there. There will be, like, literally 6 to 8 drones. I'm not joking.
So we're just taking out the Hood once and for all. He's gone from his sub into a spaceship, so we've now got to fly off into space and go and sort him out.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think the International Rescue would fight a whole host of villains, but no, it's the same one every time. Right. Scary rocks. Let's get rid of some of those. Whoa. Very scary.
Wondering how much is left to do.
Oh, there's a power-up.
You can use to see how much is up there on the top right. So there's a percentage on this one for how many rocks you destroy.
Oh, we're making fast work of this.
Yep, not bad at all.
Nice. Very nice. That went very well, actually.
These-
Okay, right. There's a pass through the mountains we're going to take. It's just over here. Oh, no. Right, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to switch to Thunderbird 2. We're going to come through the mountains. We're going to shoot all of these drones. And I told you there are a lot of them. We're going to... Because Thunderbird 1 has not got enough health. Like, at all. So we're just going to kill as many of these as we can do to clear the path. Then we're going to switch to Thunderbird 1. And then we're going to land. Right, time will happen when we get on the results screen. So I will count you down to time as best I can. But it's coming up. We did it. We completed Thunderbirds.
Oh, delicious.
Right, give it a second here, and loading screen. And... time! That's
GG.
Thunderbirds.
Well done, fella.
Thank you, I couldn't have done it without you. I really couldn't.
Indeed, the birds have been thundered.
I'm going to switch the music off. What was our final time? Anyone know?
It ran a little bit longer, but it was 1:32:09. 1:32:59.
Nice. That's like pretty much within 2 minutes of the world record. So I'll take it. And yeah, well, now I must ask you, Kuno, where are we with the bid war?
Jumanji.
Jumanji, of course,
Hey.
Jumanji. Would you like to transition to a screen and then come back with it, or do you want me to just switch to it right now?
We'll do a transition, come back.
All right. Back soon for Jumanji then, folks.
Technical difficulties on the transition.
Okay.
We're just gonna sit in awkward silence. Clicks over. Alright, we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Joystick